Hello mudlarking friends, we're nice and early and I am on my way into town, into central London. Today we are looking at mudlarking exhibitions from the last couple of weeks. Here we go, a nice early morning view of the Shard and a really full River Thames, which you don't normally see with me because I'm always down on the foreshore searching for stuff. So here we are, the river is nice and full. So let's get stuck in. We're going to Watermen's Hall. Here it is, and then we're also going to go and check out the National Maritime Museum. That in the background there is the Royal Naval College, and this is part of the National Maritime Museum. Okay, in we go. First up, welcome to my humble abode. This is Watermen's Hall, home of the Watermen and Lightermen. They're also home to the Doggett's Coat and Badge Race, which is a yearly race that's been run for 300 years, going from London Bridge all the way to West London to Chelsea. So let's take a little tour around this Georgian part of their building. It's utterly beautiful. They have so many gorgeous things hidden in here. You see this chair here? Well, I sat on it and had a really nice little video taken. The next day there was a sign saying, please don't sit on the chair. So I got away with that one. I didn't know about that. Okay, these are backboards and they're from Thames skiffs that you'd often see, and they were all from regatta races from these boats that apprentice watermen would take part in, a bit like the Doggett's Coat and Badge, but I just think these are such beautiful items. And yes, they have these in Watermen's Hall in one of the corridors there. If they ever do an open house you get to go in, you might want to ask if you can go and see these because they're in a different part of the building. Right, let's dive straight in. We have got so many finds, thousands. Here's my table, and I do a little different setup each time for every exhibition. So far we've just done Watermen's and the National Maritime Museum. We were due to do St Paul's, but then over the last couple of weeks things got very strange, and obviously our Queen died, so we cancelled that exhibition as a mark of respect. But here we go, we'll look at these anyway. So this is Sean Clark's stuff here, his finds, and he's very cleverly blown lots of images up so you can see his coin finds a bit more clearly. Sean has an amazing run of luck with these dice, these bone die. They are wonderful. He seems to have found loads of them. Look at that display for the lovely seed beads there, and his bottle seal. We've got some lovely buttons here, some dandy buttons and other bits. Nice Georgian key, bit of wig curler action there. Going through to musket balls, some lovely thumbed edge redware, some other stoneware with details, and this gorgeous piece of Delftware. Wow, that English tin glazed Delftware piece there, the centre of a charger or a dish, something like that. Back to some of his coin finds, just scanning through. Now this, he tells me, is Dave. He's named this guy Dave. It is a Turbo Marmoratus, and we think, or Sean thinks, it probably came across as ballast. And he found it, just the tip of it, the very tip sticking out of the foreshore. There you go, turning it over, it looks like that. And yeah, it was quite a job to get it out, but it's quite a cool thing there. He's put some snail shells there just to compare Dave. Okay, we're going in to see Coral Pierce's artwork and her finds. Coral is a brilliant mudlark, but she's also a brilliant artist. Look at these amazing pieces of work. They are, I think they might be watercolour and pencil, I'm not sure. Here's more of Coral's artwork that was down on display on the ground floor at Watermen's Hall. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. There hands holding an onion bottle and a Roman lamp there. And also in this room we had the boards up about Totally Thames and the Thames Museum, which is a work in progress, and also just a little history on mudlarks, what mudlarking is, and the importance of mudlarks' contributions to history. Okay, here's Jason's table. Jason Sandy, who is a mudlark, and he also is the main organiser of these exhibitions, along with me and Monica Butling-Smith, Mudlarking Thames. Right, let's take a little look. There's a skull and some bones there. We've got some river offerings, religious offerings deposited in the Thames. We've got medieval artefacts. I've tried to do this in some kind of order. So we've got medieval, pilgrims' badges, buckles, thimbles, coins, hammered coins. Right, we get to Tudor. We've got dress hooks and combs. We have then got Georgian finds, wig curlers, buttons, jewellery, dress accessories. Swinging over now to 17th century artefacts, that gorgeous knife there. And then we've got lots of coins, tokens, and here we go, some Watermen jar necks and some other lovely blue and white pottery. And then we go, some royal memorabilia there. Okay, making our way through Jason's lovely boxes of treasures. They are also really interesting, so get a little sneak preview at those. And some gorgeous pipes, lots and lots of clay pipe bowls and some almost complete pipes. There's some beautiful pottery here. Torpedo bottle I can see. Some really lovely redware and pen tile stuff and slipware. Delftware, we've got everything going on here. I mean, really gorgeous stuff. Okay, you might recognise some of these. It's tide line art. This is Nicola White. And here is a lot of her maritime related finds, like copper bottoms for boats. There's her wonderful slate that she found from the HMS Merlin. Lots of pottery and things. And then here we've got her plastic finds. Okay, whizzing over, quite literally whizzing over to Monica's wonderful display that I think she and Graham de Hume, a mudlark from the 70s and 80s, put together, and it's absolutely beautiful, this stand that she's got now. That's Graham's boat there, and Monica's got a lot of hefty maritime finds that are really, really cool. You can see the boat hooks and the padlocks and the fender. Now here's Christina, who has been mudlarking for just a year, and actually she has some amazing finds too. So you can see lots of coin, lovely metal finds there, but also the pottery she's found is great. And there's some really nice sizable pieces, and that torpedo bottle with the iridescence is beautiful. Next to Christina, we had Kasha. Now she has some amazing finds, not least this complete Tudor money box. Here we go, this is Louis Forward. He was singing some sea shanties for us, arranged by Monica, and he is wonderful. So he was serenading us with some poignant and hearty sea shanties while all our visitors were looking around. I mean, he was really fab. So do go and check him out, Louis Forward. I remember the living, the All right, one more clip of Louis, because bless him, we couldn't have him at the National Maritime Museum as anything celebratory was deemed an offence to the Queen having just passed, so singing and jumping about was out of the question. He was fab, and just go and check him out. He's Louis Forward. Okay, moving on now to the National Maritime Museum. Here it is in all its glory, and they must have got the memo about the Queen passing, because look at what a foggy, misty, moody day it was when we were setting up. I mean, really something special. It just felt so poignant and right. It was a sign of what was going on. Nevertheless, it's a royal museum, and we wanted to do the Queen proud. So off we go with our exhibition. Let's see. First up, Jason Sandy's tribute to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. There was a fair bit of this going on, so we asked everyone to bring any kind of Queen Elizabeth II related item to exhibit. So we had a fair bit of tribute stuff going on. Okay, now looking at the other things, we can start with my stuff. I've mixed it up a little bit this time. We're starting off with the pottery there. And a few close-ups for you. We've got buttons and glass bits, and oh, I love those military buttons. You've probably seen a lot of this before, because you would have seen me finding it actually. There we go, creepy little doll's head. Isn't he lovely? And some other toys and bits, some writing equipment, some bones, natural world things, coral, teeth, worked bone, worked shells. There's the pinner's bone. And moving on, now we've got these wonderful portraits by Tom Harrison, a photographer who took our photos. There's the lovely Coral, brilliant artist in Mudlark. So this is what you saw as soon as you came up to the great map area of the National Maritime Museum. There's Anna with her magical virtual mudlarking box, and this is when we had just opened, so it was the quietest part of the day. It soon got absolutely rammed with people. Now, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Richard Hemery. Here he is. The pottery doctor is in the house, and he has brought some fantastic things along for people to look at, to handle, and to have a chat with him. He was there also to identify people's items. So there you go, some lovely bits of pen tiles, some mockerware, some Vauxhall porcelain, slipware we've got, and he's got all these wonderful explanations, again putting things into context. And there's his sign that I made him, the pottery doctor, of course. So over here we've got some stoneware, Cologne stoneware, some mill greenware, medieval pottery there, and swooping over we've got some pipkin handles, and we've got some strap handles and little feet. Oh, that's cool. There's a chafing dish there. So that was actually used to cook with. Some Tudor money box knops. Who doesn't like? Well, actually, they might be medieval too. Money box knops, everyone loves them. So there you go. A really good overview of what we've got from Richard. Now moving over to Griff's finds. Some gorgeous bottles. We've got some great examples of pipes here. Some huge heavy ship stuff. So let's check in with Griff and see what he says about them. Yeah. This is gorgeous. These are from ships.
What are they?
Is it a Deadeye? No, I'm not sure.
That's block and tackle.
Okay, and these are sheaves. I know they're sheaves. Yeah. It's from rigging. Now here's something super special. Griff found this Italian costrel, and it's just missing a tiny bit that's been sheared off the top. It's utterly beautiful, and it dates from 1630 to 1650. So that is such a special one to look at. And actually Mikal, another mudlark, found one very similar. So let's dive into Griff's pipe bowl here.
Not that, well, that's about 1900.
Yeah, but gosh, that is so thick.
Thick, isn't it?
Really thick. Oh, and it's got another... Wow. I guess that's getting more towards like smoking pipes, like
I reckon it's about 1910, 1920,
yeah.
so it's 100 years old.
Yeah.
When you think 1910, 1920, you think that's not that old.
But now
and then you go, bloody hell, it's 100 years ago.
Which also means we're getting older. So what else have we got down here? I love this bit of stoneware here. Some slipware, some Bartman, a gorgeous Georgian key. Now that's got some real heft to it. I've got a little Georgian Wardlock key, but that one is a beauty. And all these handles, oh, and leather shoe soles, lovely. Okay, so what's this? Here we go, a load of buttons. We love to see it. What we're going to do now is scoot over to Steve Camp, member of Society of Thames Mudlarks. He has got some amazing pieces.
It's very heavy. I would say pick it up, but it's very heavy. These are, try it. Go and try it. See how heavy that is.
Are they copper?
They're copper.
Oh, it's solid.
Yes, yeah.
Solid copper.
So they are basically, they're like the rivets that held together the ship's timbers on the old sailing ships.
Oh my goodness, so this went all the way through the whole timber.
The oak timbers on the, they're both Royal Navy.
Wow.
Because they both got the broad arrow.
Oh, have they? Oh yeah, broad arrows.
You can see it better on those, yeah.
So this is a rivet for a ship's timber. Wow. Oh yeah, broad arrow there.
Yeah. So it means
these mean government property.
Excellent. So it obviously means they come from a Royal Naval sailing ship, probably the 18th century.
Yeah. And you know, that's what the arrow is on prisoners out. You know, years ago, prison outfits had arrows. It's government property. Yeah, I know.
That's interesting.
So everything that belonged to the government had arrows.
That's fascinating. I love that ship's timber rivet. So look at this curious little thing I found here. J braid. So we'll ask Steve about that in a minute. And then, gosh, these onion bottles and mallet bottles, incredible. Wow, that is quite the collection. Apothecary bottles there, I can see. Some padlocks and, oh, lovely little, I think that's probably 18th century there. What's this? This personal whatever?
That I believe is, we think it's might be a stiffener or like a collar.
Oh yeah.
Like an early sort of, you know, like the old uniforms they wore in the early 19th. You pick it up, yeah.
That's
it's made of
beautiful.
Yeah, and it's got the guy's name on it as well. That it
J. Bray, do you think 18, 19, 18?
Early 19th.
Yeah, because they've got the J as a proper J, haven't they, rather than an I.
Early 19th, I would have said. So
It's
it was either like a tag, or some people have said it's like a stiffener that they would
So maybe a shirt stiffener, or to like get a crisp collar.
Yes, maybe. Yeah, that's
or a tag, 95. So it could have come from
That's his regiment, isn't it?
That's foot, 95th Regiment foot.
Could be, yeah. I think it was traced, if I remember, I can't remember now, but it might have been traced to a sailor actually.
Okay.
Somebody actually did a bit of research for me, but I can't actually remember.
My goodness me, that's beautiful. And that knife is that.
Yeah, it's only one-sided, unfortunately. It's
bone handle.
Do you know what that is?
I don't know.
You don't know what that is?
Tobacco tube?
It's snuff.
Ah,
and it's still got the snuff
in
there, look.
Oh my goodness.
Snuff up their nose. They would
it's like tobacco.
Yeah.
They're like tobacco, but they would have up their nose.
Can I pick up the snuff tin? Wow. Is that okay on there?
Yeah.
Okay, so this snuff tin has still got snuff inside. That's crazy. There's some initials. There's some initials on there, aren't
Yes,
there?
there are some initials, yes.
R-A, oh no, P-A, I think. Oh, and there's some more.
Is it T-A?
Yeah.
T.
There's well, I thought it was P, but maybe it's T, and it's on there as well.
Yes.
I don't want to turn it upside down.
No, it's been in there for quite a while, isn't it, the old stuff?
Do you think 1918?
It's going to be early. It's either going to be late 18th or early 19th.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is beautiful. Now, where was that? Here.
Yes, it's about there. Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, I think it's a pipe tamper.
Yeah, me too.
Carved out. Bit of bone.
Bone, yeah, bone pipe tamper. Oh, and it's got some cuts on there.
Yes.
That's interesting. Tudor knife there. Arrowheads. Oh, amazing stuff. And these apothecary bottles. 18th century, 17th?
These are 17th,
yeah,
these two.
17th.
That one and that one are 18th.
Yeah.
And that one there's probably an early 19th,
Yeah.
that one there.
Wow, amazing. Oh, look at those fossils. Oh wow, and really big chunks of box flue tile.
That's it, yes.
Wow, okay, there we go. Steve Camp, member of the Society of Thames Mudlarks. There we go.
Yeah, feel free to open it.
Can you open this?
I'll just hold it, they're a bit stiff.
Okay.
It's
Old Steve.
Old Steve, yeah. That's when I used to be a regular member of Thames and Field.
Oh, I see. I won't put it out too far. Love these.
Oh yes, the old.
Are they weights or?
They're probably there could be weights or They belong to the East India Company, don't they? You can see from the mark.
Oh, EIC, yeah.
Yeah, there's another one there.
Yeah.
Now, they're obviously cops of stripper. What's that? Strips of copper. But they probably, they mark, a bit like our broad arrow. Yeah. They've obviously marked the copper with the,
EIC.
With the mark of the East India Company.
Oh, that's so cool. And you got some tobacco tin lids, do you think they are?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Yeah, I've got
a
number of them.
mixture of stuff in here, you know. It's,
well, lovely symbol. Oh, and look at this whistle. There you go, the works of Steve Camp. I mean, he has an abundance of lovely finds, from the sort of little metal bits to large glass items. We got it all going on over here. So I didn't spend too long with these drawers, but I can assure you that they will be full of magical things. Right, moving on. Okay, this is Carol Perkins. So we've got some padlocks and bits, but I love this bit here. This registered number, I don't know what it's from, but just love a bit of copper with some nice stamps on it. And then moving up, she's got some boat hooks, some pipes going on, some Staffordshire slipware, lots of little metal bits and bobs, musket balls, I can see at the back there, I think, and other pottery pieces. Very nice display here. Oh, and I love this porringer handle. That is really cute. I've got one of these brass tags too. This is the Eton Electrical and General Stores. How interesting. We must have been in the same kind of location looking for our things there, because I don't think those tags would have drifted too far from where they came from. Now over here we have got Billy Bond. She's a well-known sculptor and artist, and she's taking part in our exhibition because she's also a mudlark. But this work here on the floor, it's a response to her work at a quarry and also the foreshore, the Thames foreshore. This work is called Portal to a Land Before Prometheus. And she's creating these installations to make us think about life before we interfered with the landscape of the earth, I think is essentially what it is. So she's extracting stuff from a quarry in Essex and also from the Thames foreshore, and she creates these juxtapositions of items found from both locations. As I said, she's also a Thames mudlark, so let's have a look at some of her finds.
I had to lift up a few things to find it.
Yeah,
and
it's
so
beautiful.
lovely as well. It's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. These remain intact quite often.
Because they're so thick.
Yeah, and the way they break, because they're sealed on afterwards.
Yeah.
So they seem to keep their shape, and they're robust enough to... So people often find them like this. That's wonderful. William Proctor.
William Proctor, yeah.
Of the Mitre Tavern.
Yeah, yeah.
Coming up now, we've got Mr. and Mrs. Mudlarker. That is Bolly May and Stuart. Let's have a little look through their tables. They've got some lovely bits and pieces, actually, really nicely presented. And Bolly also makes art from upcycled ceramics and other items. So we'll have a look at that in a second. Let's just look at some of the offerings and things she's found. I think they're wonderful. And these large pieces of blue and white chinoiserie transferware, just gorgeous. I mean, I know it's ubiquitous stuff, but it really is beautiful. And look at this satyr, really love that so much. And so if we go through, we've got some slipwares, we've got some redwares, we've got some lovely bone stuff going on here. And my favourite, the winking cat, a Victorian treat here. This little fancy, I love this. It's made by the Aller Vale Pottery in Devon, and it's just so fun. Both Mr. and Mrs. Mudlark have got a really good eye for these bright, beautiful items and characters and sort of dolls and other bits and pieces like that. They're really fantastic. And here we go, a huge pincushion, I think made by Mrs. Mudlark. I'm not sure, I'll have to check that one out. Okay, and here you can see just colour in abundance. And here is Bolly's stuff that she makes. Really cool, classy stuff. Necklaces, pendants, bottle stoppers, wristbands, earrings, all sorts of things. So do go and check out her website and her Instagram sites. And look at this for context. That's wonderful. That piece of Delftware, she's found a corresponding jar. That is a really cool thing to have done. Right, so let's head over to Mr. Mudlark, who is equally into his character figures and colourful items. We've got these lovely bottles and things. We've got more dolls and creepy arms and legs and appendages. What have we got here? It's a skirt lifter, a Victorian skirt lifter. To protect one's fabrics from the mud of old London town, we've got the skirt lifter. Oh, we've got the teeth. People love to see the teeth. I say they love it. They either love it or hate it, but we all seem to show teeth. And look at this German bisque doll with its little teeth sticking out. I love it. Now we're on to Jack and Steve, father and son mudlark duo. Now they really hauled what's it to get over to exhibit with us. They came back from a different country, I think, and they rocked up with all this amazing stuff. Look at this glassware. This is where we're going to leave it for the exhibitions in Greenwich. I just wanted you to see this beautiful collection of ink bottles they have and all these glass things. And look at this Royal German bottle, absolutely stunning. For the last word, we're going to go to Marina Budd, someone you might have seen in the comments here. We often have a little chinwag in the comments. She recently found this pilgrim's bell, the lead alloy pilgrim souvenir which dates to the 14th century. It's in the shape of a Canterbury bell, associated with the shrine to St Thomas Becket at Canterbury, whose cathedral bells supposedly rang out without being touched at the moment of his murder. Now, the Lollard preacher William Thorpe once complained about pilgrims wearing these bells, and he described their sound as a rowdy clatter. He hated to hear them coming. Check out Marina's Instagram for more info and pictures of this excellent find. I'm going to stick that up in the video description. And funnily enough, one other little fact about this pilgrim souvenir in the shape of a bell, it isn't mentioned in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. There we go. Okay, and that's where we're going to leave it. Thanks all for watching. We'll be back next weekend at the Roman Amphitheatre. So if you want to come and see us, that's your last chance before next year. Pretty much. There are some other bits and pieces going on, but these are the major exhibitions that are happening at the moment. This weekend, the 24th and 25th September, we will be at the Roman Amphitheatre under Guildhall Art Gallery. So come and check us out. Links to the event in the video description.